This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with my Hakuōki Stories of the Shinsengumi. In the last episode, we found out we're the daughter of a freaking demon! Ah ha 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 ha! I mean, yes, we are a demon apparently, according to this Princess Sen. Otherwise, she's just bonkers. Who knows? But we'll believe it, because, you know, there's undead men who love blood in this game, so, you know, you gotta take some stuff with a bit of grain of salt. So, how is the MC going to deal with all this? And what is her relationship with the Shinsengumi going to be shortly after this revelation? Let's find out.
That's why
I must ask you to leave Hinata to us. In our care, her chances of survival would be much higher.
おいおい、決めつけんなよ。俺たちが守れないっていうのか?
Hey, give us a chance, all right? Are you trying to say we can't protect her?
あんたらの守れる可能性ってなんだ? 確実に守れるって保証がないなら渡す必要はないだろう.
Besides, what do you mean chances? If you can't guarantee your safety, I don't see why we should hand her over to you.
それよりも、部外者のあなたが僕たち新選組の内情に口を出さないでくれるかな?
Look, lady, you're not part of the Shinsengumi, so I'd appreciate it if you keep your nose out of our business, alright? They had made it quite clear they weren't interested in Sen's offer. Perhaps they'd been a little harsh, but I couldn't deny the warm feelings of being part of a family who was unwilling to let me go.
土方さんはどうお考えです?
What about you, Hijikata?
風間たちの力を承知している土方さんなら、姫のお話、お分かりいただけるんじゃありません?
You've acknowledged Kazuma's
こちらに渡してくださいな。
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt the hot lady. You've acknowledged Kazuma's strength. Surely you must at least consider the princess's offer. Please give Hinata to us.
それとこれとは話が別だ。
That's different. Kimigiku's smile froze.
相手がどんだけ強いかどうか知らねえが、俺たちが新選組の名にかけて守るってこととは関係ねえ。
I don't know how strong our enemy really is, but that doesn't change the fact that we'll protect her in the name of the Shinsengumi.
それに、お前たちが鬼だというのは認めるが、別に信用したわけじゃない。信用する義理もない。
Besides, you're a demon too. Why should we trust you?
無礼な物言いですね。千姫様は鈴鹿御前様の血を引く。
Do you know who you're speaking to? Princess Sen is a descendant of Suzaku Gozen. Suzuka Gozen, sorry. A female demon said to have lived on Suzuka Mountain. She fell in love with Tamuramuro Sakanoe and went to live with him in Yas, or Yase, something like that.
君菊、おやめなさい。今はそのようなことを言っている時ではありません。
Kimigiku, please, that is not necessary. Her tone was calm and friendly, but it left no room for argument.
私も土方君に同意します。彼女にはまだここにいてもらわないと困りますしね。
I agree with Hijikata. She should stay here with the Shinsengumi. Kimigiku glared at Sanin, but said nothing.
そうですか。困りましたね。 どうしても承知してはいただけませんか?
I see. That is a problem then. There is no way I could convince you. Kondo had remained silent for most of the discussion, his arms folded in thought, but at last he spoke.
雪村君、君自身はどう思うんだ?
Yukimura, what do you have to say about this? Me? Well,
そうか。 我々の前では何かと話しにくいかもしれないな。千姫さんと二人で話してくるといい。
I see. It must be difficult to discuss with an audience. You ought to speak with Princess Sen alone.
近藤さん、そいつは。
What the hell, Kondo? Hijikata wasn't the only one to object. Most of the room rose up in protest.
せめて誰か一人立ち会うべきでしょう。 あちらも君菊さんに来てもらえばいい。
There should be at least one witness. The princess may take Kimigiku as well.
まあいいじゃないか。
No, that is not necessary. Kondo swept his gaze across the room.
この子は無茶なことはしないよ。ちゃんと道理をわきまえた子だ。
Yukimura has shown herself to be reasonable. I had no doubt she won't do anything foolish.
Yukimura-kun.
Am I correct, Yukimura? Of course, I would never betray you, any of you. Even though for the longest time they were threatening to kill her, but okay. Well, Kondo says so. His words spoke for the rest of them as well. They might not like it, but Kondo was the chief, and what he said went.
二人きりになった途端、そのまま彼女を連れ去るなんてことはないでしょうね。
You won't steal her away the moment the two of you are alone, will you?
心配は無用です。私は風間たちとは違います。
You needn't worry. I'm not like Kazuma. I'll be fine. Sin isn't a bad person.
ありがとう。
Well, thank you, Hinata. She smiled. Can we make out now? No, I'm just kidding. A few moments later, we found ourselves alone in my room.
急にいろんなことを言われて頭の中が混乱したでしょ。ごめんね。
I know I've been giving you a terrible amount of things to think on this evening, and I'm awfully sorry. Now that we are alone, she was less formal. This was the Sen I had met in Kyoto all those months ago. No, it's all right. I'm sorry about, them. They said some pretty mean things.
まあ、想定の範囲内かな。いきなりあんな話を信用しろっていうのが無理なんだもん。
Well, that's to be expected, I fear. I was asking rather a lot of them, and frightfully suddenly.
鬼なんて簡単に信じられる人間は少ないから。
Not many humans will accept the existence of demons so
それ
readily.
よりも、私の提案どうかな。ちゃんと考えてみてくれる？
But enough of that. On to business. What do you have to say to my offer? Have you thought of it? I had indeed. If Sen had come to me when I first arrived in Kyoto, I might have well taken her up on her hospitality. Now.
新選組の人は守れるって言っていたけど、私は無理だと思う。
The Shinsengumi seem to believe that I can protect you, though I do not doubt their dedication, and I confess I do doubt their ability. Perhaps what she said was true. To stand against demons would be no mean feat. The Shinsengumi was powerful and skilled. I had seen them face overwhelming odds and emerge victorious, but always those odds have been only humans. The strength of even a single demon was something great and terrible. Of that there was no doubt. We all had seen so firsthand, and some had even lost their lives to that strength. Even the captains had nearly fallen before them.
だから、私たちと一緒に行かない？あなたは新選組から離れるべきよ。
Will you come with us then? It is dangerous for you to remain with the Shinsengumi. Sen. Her eyes were serious, but warm and honest. Whatever else she might be, her concern for me was real. Thank you, Sen, but... I hesitated.
それとも、ここから離れたくない理由でもあるの？
Is there a reason you'd wish to stay? Yeah.
あらら、もしかして、誰か心に思う人でもいるのかな？
Must mean I have an ending with one of the guys if she mentions that. Oh my, one of those gentlemen perhaps? What? Her question had been entirely innocent, although it caught me off guard. I couldn't possibly lie to her. Alright, here we go. Let's see what I roll. Oh, well, I got a 3. Nope. Apparently, I do not care about one of the guys. I guess I'm getting the no. I guess I'm getting the no ending. No, it's not that. I'm confused. All this time, I thought I was human. My ability to heal had been a little strange, perhaps, but I never thought that meant I wasn't even human. Or perhaps I just never allowed myself to think to try and hide my condition made me lonely enough. If I'd allowed myself to believe I wasn't human, then it would have driven me even farther away.
気持ちはわかるけど、もう時間がないの。あなたが鬼だっていう事実は変えられないわ。
I understand, but now is not the time for that sort of angst, dear. You are a demon, and that is a fact neither you nor I can change. But none of this makes any sense. Not only am I a demon, but I'm the last survivor of some big demon clan. It's all just...
わからないか。
Ah, see. For a moment, she looked suddenly lonely.
でも嫌なら無理強いはできないわよね。
Well, if you do not wish to go, I cannot force you. I'm sorry, could you just give me some time to think? If what Sen had told me was the truth, then I would need to accept it, but so far I had only her word. I wanted to find my father and ask him if what she had told me was the truth. Thank you for waiting. The common room was just as we left it, and every head swiveled to look at Sen and me as we stepped back in. It didn't look as though we had tried to kill each other in our absence, which was something of a relief.
結論は出たかな?
Have you reached a decision? Before I could speak, Sen stepped forward.
これまで通りよろしくお願いします。
After some discussion, we've decided to leave things as they are. Sen. She bowed deeply to the captains.
姫様、よろしいのですか、本当に。
Are you sure, Your Highness?
ええ、もう決めたことだから。今は彼女の意思を優先しましょう。
Quiet. For now, I believe it is of utmost importance to prioritize Sonata's desire.
わかった。そういうことなら、新選組が責任を持って預からせてもらおう。
Very well. The Shinsengumi accepts responsibility for her well-being. No sooner were the words out of his mouth than all the captains rushed towards me. Ah, no orgies, no orgies. She's not ready for that. Just relax, leave it all to me.
新八の船は泥船だけどな。しかしまあ、よかったな。
Ah, I'm sure Senpachi will give you all sorts of other things to worry about. Still, glad to have you around.
ここに残るなんて、よくよく物好きだね。
What kind of girl would want to stay here?
言っておくが客人扱いする気はないからな。お前の待遇は今までと同じだ。
This doesn't make you some kind of special guest. You get the same treatment you always have. Right. Thank you all of you for letting me stay. Sen took my hands in hers and let her eyes rest on mine.
くれぐれも気をつけてね。私はいつでもあなたの味方だから。
Do be careful. Do be careful. And remember, I am on your side. Thank you, Sen. She gave me one last warm smile, and then Sen and Kimigiku were gone. Once again, sleep refused to come. My mind worked furiously, turning over everything Sen had told me, examining it from every angle. I was a demon. Not only that, but I was the head of a pure-blooded demon clan that had been nearly destroyed, and my heritage was the reason Kazuma had developed such an interest in me. Gosh. I had decided to stay with the Shinsengumi, but was that really the best idea? Should I have left instead? I'd wanted to stay, of course, and I didn't really think leaving was a reasonable choice, but what if I'd made a mistake? It wasn't an easy question to answer. The relentless flow of thoughts had at least begun to subside when I heard noise erupt from outside. Roars and shouts of battle, accompanied by the sound of steel against steel, echoed through the night. I'm sorry for bothering you so late, but this is an emergency. Was there someone just outside my door, Shimada? Yes. The words were barely out of my mouth when the door snapped open and Shimada stepped into my room. His eyes darted back and forth nervously, and his body was tense. Has something happened? He nodded. The demons have attacked us here. What? I leapt for the door, but he threw out an arm to stop me, and his eyes met mine. They're after you. They said you need to stay here. But I'm gonna give that guy like 20 billion lines before the end of this, but I was the reason they'd come here. How could I justify sitting on my hands while others fought my battles for me? I didn't know what to do. Alright, here we go. Another roll. Alright, we got a 4, so that means I gotta go outside. I have to go, Shimada.
いや、それは困ります。
I can't let you do that. Those demons are here for me. If anyone gets hurt, maybe they'll listen to me. That's why they're here, right? What if I can convince them to leave peacefully? Please, I'm begging you. Let me go. Shimada's brow furrowed and his mouth drew into a tight line, but at last he sighed and shook his head.
わかりました。俺が任せられたのはあなたの護衛です。ここから出るというならついていきます。
Fine, I will try to protect you though, so if you're going, then so am I. We ran out of the house and then I paused momentarily, unsure of where to go.
こっちです。
Oh, I guess he's dead. Or out. One moment Shimada was there, and the next he wasn't. He flew several yards through the air and then landed hard on the ground, slid another few feet away, and lay still. Shimada! I froze. Oh my! Just where do you think you're going? That cold, flat voice. Shikage Kazama? He's gonna touch me and... No means no, jerk! In the same instant that I recognized his voice, I felt his arms snake around my neck, pulling me towards him. I struggled, but his grip was as immovable as steel. Let me go. What sort of business do you have with the false demons, huh? His voice was like a cold breath in my ear. I could almost hear a sneer in his tone. No matter how much you give to these humans, they will always betray you. You've seen those abominations they've created, haven't you? What could you possibly hope to gain from them? I was at a loss for words. The creation of the Furies was hardly something I approved of, but I wasn't part of the Shinsengumi. What right did I have to criticize their actions? Especially when the very concoction that allowed them to create their false demons had been created by my father.
屯所に討ち入ってくるとは大した度胸だな。だが、これ以上好き勝手はさせない。
Breaking into our headquarters, huh? Takes balls, but that fun's over now, pal.
Oi, te!
Hey, let her go. Ichikata, Harada. Behind them, I could see Yamazaki and several other Shinsengumi soldiers. Some men were missing, though. Had they been injured by the demons? Perhaps even killed?
貴様らにはこいつの価値はわかるまい。この女はふさわしいものに利用されてこそ真価を発揮するのだ。
You fools have no idea of her worth. She's the most valuable when used by a fitting partner.
そんなに嫁にしたかったら堂々と口説くんだな。かっこ悪いぜ、てめえのやり方はよ。
If you're into her, then just bring her flowers and stuff like a normal guy. This stuff's just creepy. The Shinsengumi had surrounded Kazuma by now, but his grip on me hadn't wavered for even a moment.
言っておくが、そいつは人質にはならねえぞ。
She's worthless to you as a hostage? Or sorry, she's worthless to you as a hostage?
もとよりそんなつもりはない。貴様らごとき障害物にすらならん。
I have no interest in intention of using her as such. She's my goal here, not a hostage. The rest of you are simply obstacles. I'm trying to give him like a goofy voice because, you know, in real life he'd probably have the deep, like, I'm so cool voice. The ring of men around him began to draw in. I could feel the tension build, like a rope being pulled taut. It would soon reach a breaking point. What was I going to do? Alright, here we go. Trust him, try to attack, or try to escape. Got a 3, so I'm going to try to escape from him. Guys, you do get in the middle roll a lot of times. 3s and 4s. I twisted my body back and forth, gathering up all the strength I could manage to pull against Kazuma's hold, but it was no use.
無駄だ。同じ鬼同士なら男の方が女より力は強い。
Hey man, that might end betrayal for humans, unless they actually train, which our main character hasn't, so okay, that's true for now. This is pointless. Even with a demon's strength, a male is stronger than a female. Kazuma didn't even look particularly strong, with his arm held as fast as tempered steel. I couldn't move. No matter how I struggled, he wouldn't budge. I was about to give up when I heard a yell.
新選組局長、近藤勇である。参る。
I am Izuma Kondo, chief of the Shinsengumi. Kondo appeared out of the dark, bounding across the grounds.
行きがけのダチンに新選組局長の首をもらっていくか。
The head of the Shinsengumi's chief will make an acceptable trophy, I suppose.
待っていろ。今助ける。
Stay calm. I've come to save you. Be careful, he's not human. Well, Kondo's dead, isn't he? He swung his sword down in a hard cut towards Kazuma. I could have sworn I could hear the wind rustling past the blade as it moved. Kazuma turned aside at the last moment, and the sound of steel on steel exploded in my ear. I felt the impact shudder through Kazuma's body even as the clang turned into a hard metal grinding of a sword, sliding against sword. Where's the other two companions of his? Are they just killing people off screen? Sparks flew and Kondo leapt back and struck again. Again, Kazuma's sword flicked up to intercept it.
これほどできるとはな。さすが新選組の局長といったところか。
Largely impressive, but I suppose the chief must, by necessity, have some skill. Kondo's sword tore down through the air again, his face the picture of a furious god. Kazuma blocked his strike, but with me in one arm, he couldn't go on the offensive.
彼女を返してもらおうか。
You will return her to us. Ah! The sheer power of Kondo's next blow drove Kazuma back a few precious steps. Ah! Suddenly, I felt myself thrown to the side away from Kazuma.
大丈夫か。さ、立つんだ。
Are you alright? No matter. Hurry, get up. Yes. Yamazaki offered me a hand, which I used to pull myself up. With me out of his grasp, Kazuma was free to fight with both hands and had begun to push Kondo back.
どうした？そろそろ息が上がってきたようだな。
Something wrong? You look out of breath.
ねえ、まだまだ。
I have enough breath to fight you.
局長、今行きます。
Chief, hold on, I'm coming. I'm coming too.
ダメだ。君は戦力にならない。奥の部屋に下がっているんだ。
No, you'll be a liability in battle, not an asset. Go find a room inside and stay there. But what about you? Not in the mood for argument, Yamazaki instead grabbed my hand and pulled me towards the nearest door. With a last look of exasperation, he heaved me inside, frowned, and ran back to the battle. I'd expected to land hard on the floor, but whatever I found myself on was soft.
随分大胆な登場だね。
Gotta admit, I didn't figure you for this type of girl. The voice came from below me. Whoa! Okida, huh? Maybe he is the romance. Well. Wait, what was he not doing in the fight? Was he just laying around? Anyway, Okita. Man, you could see her face is beet red. Didn't think I'd be getting pushed down into bed tonight. Least of all by you. He was giggling. Suddenly I realized what soft thing was that I'd landed on. When Yamazaki had thrown me into the room, he had shown me, he'd thrown me on top of Okita. Oh, no. This is just a mistake. I didn't mean, I just, Yamazaki, it was an accident. I realized I was babbled and shut my mouth with a snap.
まあいいけど。でも、そんなに僕の上は居心地がいい？
Damn, this isn't even affecting the guy. He isn't even embarrassed too. He's just like, so, how is it? I'm doing sexual tension with you. Ah, really? Tell me, how is it on top of me? Does it feel good? Huh? Oh! I'd been so busy trying to think of an excuse, I hadn't realized I was still on top of him. I'm sorry. With a speed born of extreme embarrassment, I leapt off. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Suddenly I thanked the darkness for hiding the ridiculous color my face certainly was. Oh, we all saw it, my dear. We all saw it. But what is why is Okada sitting in this room? And what of the demons? Is Kazuma gonna come back for me? Or is my main character gonna make sweet, sweet love to Okada in the midst of a tense situation? I doubt it, but find out next time. A Hakuōki, Stories of the Shinsengumi. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode.